So back in December of 2023, there was a report out of News Nation Now where Wendy's was starting to implement AI into their business, and the report said the next time you order a Frosty, there's a chance you'll be talking to a robot. After months of testing, Wendy's is expanding its artificial intelligence partnership with Google to streamline the drive-thru experience at its restaurants. Starting in 2024, franchises will get a chance to test the company's fresh AI chatbot, the chain announced Monday. Right now, the tech is only available at 4 company-operated restaurants in Columbus, Ohio. Now, if you're wondering what this looks like, here's the clip.
Welcome to Wendy's. What would you like?
Can I have a chocolate frosty?
Which size for the chocolate frosty?
Medium.
Can I get you anything else today?
No, thank you.
Great. Please pull up to the next window.
So the article continues, right? It says, all right, so Wendy's started testing this AI chatbot back in May. The company said service times at the AI pilot location were 22 seconds faster than the local market average. In terms of accuracy, Fresh AI successfully handled 86% of its orders without intervention from staff. That number is expected to improve as the AI model continues to iterate, Wendy said. So obviously you can see when it comes to implementing AI, Wendy's is not the only company that's going to be doing this, right? I think a lot of fast food companies are going this route, right? We all understand how AI is like taking over a lot of businesses, especially in the fast food industry. And now you can argue if you agree with it or not, but when you have, local governments trying to artificially increase the minimum wage, companies are going to respond. Right. And now, like I said, they either respond where they'll increase the prices, they'll lay off workers, or they'll, of course, go out of business. But what they're going to do is, like, in order to cut costs, the one thing they're going to do is try to reduce the cost of labor. Right. And now, if they can't get to a point where they can lay off all their people, what they're going to do is they're going to start implementing AI. And this is what you can see happening, right? They already, if you even go to like inside into these restaurants, like I go into Shake Shack, right? You're ordering from a kiosk. Right, you even see that in some places in McDonald's. Right, they still have the workers making the food, but they're using, when it comes to making orders, you're using a kiosk. Now, when it comes to the drive-throughs, now you're talking to an AI bot. And I'm looking at the AI bot. I mean, obviously it seems very slow, like you gotta wait for the response. So obviously it doesn't seem like very good human interaction. But you can already know that's going to improve. They're gonna make it where a point where you feel like you're talking to a real person. So that's just the beginning of what's going on. Now, whether you agree with it or not, like, in my opinion, is this a good thing? Obviously, you don't want to see this. Like, you don't want to see people losing their jobs and people being unemployed and not being productive members of society. But when it comes to the business, business is going to do what they got to do in order to maximize their profits, whether you agree with it or not, right? I know a lot of people worry with AI and that the fact that it can take over everybody's job. And that is a worry. That is a concern. No one knows what the future is going to be. So we have no idea what is in store. And you don't want to get to a point where AI is just taking over everybody's job, because that obviously wouldn't be good for any society. And, there's arguments made for and against AI. And I guess that's something we'll have to see. But you don't want it to get to this type of outcome where people are losing their jobs to technology. Not that this is something new. Like, throughout time, as we've progressed in society, people have always lost their technology has always advanced and people have lost their job. But we'd always find a way to find another job where people can do. But a lot of people are worried that this would just take over everyone's job, and then you'll have a society where people aren't doing anything. And maybe that's what's going to happen. Maybe it won't. Who knows? Like, we'll see how this goes. But we obviously this is something that is happening. Companies are going to do what they have to do to maximize profits, whether you agree with it or not. And for me, my goal is to find a way to become AI proof, right? Obviously, I want to develop skills where AI can't take over, whatever that is. As I learn and continue to learn about how AI is going to progress through our society, my job is to find a way where I can make myself AI proof. And this is what a lot of people should be doing, right? And the thing is, when it comes to these minimum wage jobs, and look, I'm not trying to disparage anyone that does this, but you shouldn't be looking at minimum wage as is something that you should aspire to. Like, you shouldn't be just settling for minimum wage. You should always be trying to find a way to improve yourself, improve your skills, so you can avoid these situations where you're just getting automated, right? Because obviously, if you're doing these low skill jobs, it's easier to automate your work. And if you're someone that does that and you live in a minimum wage job, you're always vulnerable to these type of situations, right? To these new advances in technology. And when I look at minimum wage, like I'm looking at minimum wage as a person that's just entering into the workforce, right? Like people would say, it's for high schoolers or whatever. I look at it as like, if you're someone that's low skilled and you're just entering the workforce, usually obviously it's these teenagers, this is a job that should be for you, right? You're entering the workforce. You're not trying to command a high salary, right? You're just trying to get your foot in there and start working and earn some money. Like if you're someone with a family of 4 and you're trying to make, ends meet with minimum wage, it's going to be difficult, right? I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm just dealing with reality. Like low skilled jobs are the easiest ones to get taken over, right? No one's going to be paying high dollar for low skilled jobs. And this is the reality of these things. And people that fight so hard for it, all you're doing is setting yourself up for your job to be gone, because these businesses are going to look at their bottom line and it's like, okay, what can I eliminate? And usually that's labor. Labor is the most expensive cost for a lot of businesses. And if they can find some way to automate it, they're going to do it. And they're going to use technology, they're going to use a machine, and you're going to be gone. And now you fought so hard for that minimum wage. Now your wage is zero. You have no money, no income. And this is the thing, and I encourage everybody, try to improve your skills, whatever it is that you can do. I know it's not easy, but you have to do it. Because like I said, if you're a low skilled worker, your job is going to be the first to get automated. And that's just the reality. And this is not to disparage anyone that's with the low skills. You should be trying to always find a way to improve your skills, trying to make yourself more valuable to the marketplace, so more valuable to a company. And leave these minimum wage jobs for people entering the workforce. But we've gotten to a point where we have grown adults doing these minimum wage jobs. And of course, as if you're a grown adult doing these minimum wage jobs, you have responsibilities, you have children, right? And we want to protect those people, right? We don't want these people on the street not being productive. And of course, lawmakers try to, they do this and they say that, we're trying to protect people so they can, feed their family. And of course, yes, in theory, that's what we want to do. We want to protect people. We want to make sure that they're able to feed their family. But it's very difficult when people are implementing laws, artificially increasing minimum wage, putting these businesses in a situation where they're going to just say, hey, I'm looking at my bottom line. I don't care about your family. I don't care about what you have to do. I'm looking at the bottom line. I'm going to operate as such. And they're going to do what they have to do in order to maximize their profits. And now you got these situations where they implement these laws, these minimum wage laws, increasing the cost of these businesses, and these businesses are now laying people off, increasing the price of the goods and services, making it harder for consumers to buy. You got McDonald's meals, $18+, and now you got consumers saying, I'm not even going to buy these things anymore, and that's not good for the business, good for society, whatever it is that you want to call it, but it's just not good for anyone, right? Even though the intentions are good, raising the minimum wages, of course, as an employee, you're like, yeah, more money is always a good thing. But in the end, it's going to hurt you in the long run, right? Because you're going to lose your job. That's it. That's usually what's going to happen. But a lot of people don't understand the economics of these actions, right? There's always a cause and effects. You increase the minimum wage, they're going to increase the cost of goods, lay people off, or go out of business. And these are the effects of what when you increase the minimum wage the way they do it. And it's sad. So that and that's the future. It's going to come. Like you're going to see that. You're going to see more companies doing this. You already see it, the kiosks, and now they're doing it when it comes to making orders. And you're going to see more businesses adding, implementing AI. And of course, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. And hopefully, we can find some way to offset that by finding new jobs. But that remains to be seen. So I think a lot of people are afraid of that. And it's a legitimate concern. But this is what happens when you have people that don't understand the economics of their actions. So those are my thoughts. Interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure to leave a comment down below, hit the like button and share. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe. Right, so you guys take care. Have a good one. Later.